A golfer's MRI, Sportsbox 3D AI, lesson magics with Coach Alex.
Let's take a look at several examples and try to find out why the range swing could be so different from the golf course swing. The most logical answer, of course, is you are doing something different. But your feel and intent might tell you you're doing the same thing. So we need a system that can measure this. Sportsbox AI offers that flexibility. Here I filmed the gentleman on the range and on the golf course. Look at this number at impact. More than 5 inches difference between the way he swayed on the range and on the golf course. So he struggled a lot on the golf course, but he was doing something completely different. That's why it's so important to measure what you're doing. Let's take a look at a gentleman who did better on the golf course compared to his range session. Of course, it's very interesting to find out why that is. His tempo was similar. His sway numbers only had about an inch difference between the two, but his lift number was a 3.5-inch difference. On the range, he was standing up, and on the golf course, he was staying down. Now, we had worked on maintaining his posture during the swing by turning more. So seeing that he was hitting the ball better and getting better numbers gave him the confidence to know that this is what he needed to work on. This gentleman is a fine player with a 7 handicap who could hit the ball incredibly far. He came to one of my 3-day golf schools, which is a wonderful opportunity to work with you intensively on the range and on the golf course. As I got to know him better, I suspected he had a tempo problem, so it was time to check. In this case, it was only 0.4 seconds apart. Now, tempo is the time it takes to make your backswing in relation to your downswing, so I started to check other swings. Here on the range, it was 3.8 seconds. His practice swing was 2.3 seconds. On the golf course, he was swinging much slower than what he did on the range. So we identified it and started to do some drills. That top column there, in red, he's very consistent because he's working on an ideal tempo versus the numbers underneath, he wasn't working on it yet. So as you can tell, it's incredibly important to know exactly what you're doing at all times. And my students have access to the practice module in Sportsbox AI. And so therefore, I can set targets for them and they can practice and know if they're doing it the right way and stop it if they're doing it the wrong way. For your own 3D assessment, please feel free to book a lesson with me. I'd be happy to work with you.
Lesson magics.